My neighbor traded my life for a car. My husband passed away in a car accident 3 months ago. That's how I ended up in a wheelchair in one day. You're on wheels anyway, so I think I'll sell our duplex and buy myself a red car, my neighbor joked wickedly. You know, you can't sell without my consent, I said. The buyer wants the whole house, so I suggest you don't cross me. You'll take the money, forget your husband, and start a new life, my neighbor said. I wanted to stand up and slap her across the face. Instead, I sat in my wheelchair and glared at her. My husband and I lived here happily for 10 years. This half is mine, I said. If we don't do it the easy way, we'll do it the hard way, Gerda said. I woke up to the sound of a chainsaw somewhere close by. When I opened the window, I couldn't believe my eyes. Gerda had ruined my temporary ramp. I thought you needed help around the house, so I cut some firewood. She grinned. She's so single-minded, she'd do anything for money. Move the car out of the driveway. A buyer is coming soon, Gerda said sharply. I'm not moving the car, and I'm not signing the paperwork either, I told her. Oh, it won't be long before you cave in, Gerda threatened. The next morning, I had an appointment with a physical therapist. I got ready, went down my new ramp, but the car was gone. Better use your wheels. The tow truck already took your car, Gerda chuckled. I'll wait for the buyer and tell him flat out he can't buy the house, I raged. I woke up to the smell of smoke and a stranger screaming. The stranger carried me in his arms and told me everything would be all right. Hold on, I'll call an ambulance, or I'll take you there myself, the stranger calmed me. Then I woke up in the hospital's burn unit. Your duplex caught on fire, and you have severe burns, the doctor said. I couldn't remember anything and tried not to cry helplessly. You'll stay in the hospital for 2 weeks and then go home, he reassured me. I repeated the word home after him and felt empty. I couldn't believe my neighbor was capable of such a thing. You can't hack it on your own. No need to thank me, Gerda said. You want a car so bad, and the disabled chick got in your way. Is that right? I fumed. After my husband passed away, I had no one to rely on. I needed a lot of money for treatment and a good lawyer. I came back home and started looking for a remote job. I managed to get a job as a translator at 4 publishing houses. I wouldn't let Gerda cross out my and my husband's life for a car. That night, I saw a Jeep parked outside my house. I brought half the amount, and I'll bring the rest after we sign the papers, the stranger said. My neighbor works nights. I'll ask her tomorrow, Gerda replied. Didn't you say she was disabled and really needed the money? The buyer asked. Yes, she's in need, and now that her husband's gone, she wants to leave as soon as possible, she lied. I worked until dawn and found a surprise waiting for me in the kitchen. Gerda had shut off my water, so I had to drink from her garden hose. I'm gonna write a letter to the police, then you'll be sorry, I threatened. Do what you want. I'll tear up all your letters before the mail carrier comes, Gerda chuckled. Nobody's gonna help you, so just sell the house before it burns down, Gerda declared. I worked hard to earn enough money for medicine and food. One night, I saw people walking down the street, looking for something. Rumor had it, Gerda's buyer was investigating. I took his deposit and bought this awesome car, she bragged. She lured me into the garage and made me sign the papers to sell my half of the duplex. Tomorrow, I'll wait for you outside the house. Our buyer is coming," she said. I came to the meeting early and was ready to attack Gerda. "This is the buyer, and soon the whole duplex will be his," Gerda said sweetly. "Don't you remember me carrying you out of the fire that night?" the man asked. "No, I'm sorry. I don't remember what happened at all," I said. "I think your neighbor can tell the police everything she knows about the fire," the buyer said to my surprise. I couldn't believe what he'd just said. Life always punishes those who are guilty and rewards those who are brave and virtuous. "I'm the new owner. I bought this house for you," Ben said. "Why?" I whispered, barely holding back tears. "I've seen what you've done to protect this house. Gerda thought your life was worth the price of a car, so she started the fire," Ben said confidently. "Thank you. This is larger than life. Everything I love is here."